Everybody, this is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Thursday, December 18th, 2025. I was traveling today. I really didn't do a whole lot of trading. Put a couple positions on. They ended up basically breaking even on it. If I was around the trade, I think we would have done a little bit better. But in any case, we saw a bounce back today on the good CPI numbers that came out. But really, the way that this looks right here is we had this gap up. We made it all the way up to the resistance. This is the line that I'd mentioned in the morning notes, and said if they can get above it, we should have a clear shot up to the 68.30 level. But we got there, and then we saw all out selling again, then buying, selling. So this is the pattern that is forming right here. It's a this triangle, and if this is going to play out, the distance on it, let's just get some ideas and say, all right, so there's the body of it, and we want to see the distance. So if it breaks to the downside, it's a little bit of trouble for the bulls because we're going below these lows right here. So that's that. Now, if the we have the core CPE coming out tomorrow, and that's going to really dictate what the move is going to be. If the bulls like it and we go up, you can see us we're making it right up into this resistance zone here. So it's a yeah, I wasn't really comfortable with the way we closed today because the bulls are going to keep things going. I was kind of thinking that each little dip was going to get bid back up, but this is forming a pattern that we can either take out these lows or come up here. So it's a little bit of a risky. I have a position going into tomorrow, and I when I was on the plane and I came back and I checked it, I was like, even with the S&P up 53, it would have been a lot nicer if they closed right at this resistance here and given some room for error because, like I said, if this gets if they don't like the the core CPE numbers, we're going to be looking at a move below these lows. So I would again, I'm holding it. It's until next week, but I still would have rather seen little less selling going into all these rallies, but it really didn't happen. But this is the pattern. It's a triangle. So let's look at some of the later things. Here's the range that we're in. This is from today. We gapped up, came down, found support, but now So if the bears take out this low here, obviously that triangle is going to bring it down to the 6,700 to test that. If the bulls can take it, then again we're looking at a move coming up to the 6850. We have some. We don't really have any bullish or bearish divergences because we're trading in this triangle right here. So you're not going to get any a higher high or a lower low. They're going to sit there and stay in between it and form this. So if the on the 15-minute chart, we still have these this bullish divergences, but if we look here, we don't have any bearish divergences. So that would hint that we're going to make that move up to somewhere up into the 60 to 68.50 level, just because we don't have any bearish divergences. But again, it's really going to depend on the economic number. But again, another thing that I'm really not really too comfortable with is the fact that once we got up to the moving averages that have crossed, that's where the seller stepped in. So obviously, this is what the bulls are going to have to get above. If they do, then we're going to get a clean shot up to the 68.50 level. If the bears hold it down, then we're going to, at bare minimum, come down and close the gap at the 67.38 and possibly come down to the 67.12. But you can see we do have some support there. Now on the hourly chart, again, we have these bullish divergences in place, but once we ran into this resistance zone, sellers stepped in, and you can see if they get above it, then we're looking at a move coming up to that 68.50 level and probably coming up there. So we're kind of neutral on the with momentum, and you have the buy signals on the 60s. We have the 15s don't have we have buy signals but no sell signals, so that's that plus for the bulls. And on the 5-minute chart, we don't have anything. We don't have any. Oh, well, we had some bearish divergences here, which brought the market down, and that was it. So it's I'm kind of up in the air tomorrow. Again, I would have rather have seen a gap up and just going sideways. That would have been a lot more comfortable. But this is what it is. When you get these end of the year, we get some big ranges and they move pretty quickly. And I think, even though I do believe we're going to get that end of year rally, it's the Bulls are going to have to put put a couple days together. Today may have been the start, but like I said, seeing us close at 67.74 when we had a high at 68.13 is not really a great sign with the way I'm looking at it. IWM, same thing. We had the gap up from there. Once we ran into the resistance, we had all out selling. I actually at one point thought they were going to close the gap on it, which they still might on it. But the thing is that this actually almost looks more like a bull flag, but it's again, I would have rather seen us closing near the highs than where we did, because this is the high of the day was in the first 5 minutes of trading, and that's usually not a good thing. But again, with this CP numbers coming out tomorrow, uh, we have to just really keep an eye and see how it plays out, because if they like it, then we could be off to the races to the upside. If they don't, then I think it's going to be a little bit more of a challenge for the for the Bulls, because they're going to have to start defending some important support lines. So we have any we had some buy signals on this here. We don't really have any sell signals. Again, if this is going to go lower, we want to keep an eye on that 245.88 and then down to this 245. So I'd probably be looking to buy at this area here. If they head up, then I would be expecting IWM to make a move somewhere up into the 255.50 level. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your night, and I will talk to you guys.